Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to give some leadership tips for young men. And I want to start with part one today, just to give some leadership tips for a few minutes for young men. And I hope this will help you as you sit down, fasten your seatbelt as a young man, and learn out of this. And as a young man, I know it is an aspiration of a young man to become a leader one day. And some of you are born with leadership traits. Some of you are going to learn leadership skills along the way. But there are some of leadership lessons that I want to give you right now, some tips that I want to give you as leadership skills. And I hope this will help you as a young man. Some of you as young men, you are in leadership positions already. Some of you as young men, you're not in leadership positions, but you aspire to become a leader one day. So that is the reason why I'm embarking on this topic. And this is part one, of course, today. But I want to give you just two tips today, and I'll give you other tips tomorrow. Now, the first two tips that I want to speak about today, one is love what you do. If you want to be a great leader, you must love what you do. Now, what you do is very key that you become passionate about. If you are not passionate about what you do, and you don't love what you do, you're going to find it difficult actually to progress in anything that you do. Because it's through the energy of passion that comes through your life that makes you to drive something even more purposeful in your life. Because when you love something, you go all the way. And that's very key, that you love what you do. There are some of us as young men that are really doing things that we don't love. And sometimes it's because we are finding ourselves and at a point where we say we don't have any choice. But can I emphasize that in life, there are always choices. And as a young man, you've got the right to make choices. And there are times where you say, if I don't do this, what will I do? But I want to emphasize that as a leader, you must actually rise up to the standard whereby you say, I want to make a choice of what I want to do. I want to drive what I want to do, and I want to focus on what I want to do, and don't find myself at a corner where I say I've got no choice, because there's always a choice, and there's always something that you can decide to do. Now, when you want to do something in life, make sure that it is something that you're passionate about. Find your passion. So in other words, find something that you love the most, because it's only that thing that you love the most that will give your total attention of. Because we give total attention to things that we love the most. And get me right, that if you don't love something and you do it, you're not going to give your total attention, because it becomes therefore boring for your life. It becomes actually something that becomes a burden to you. It becomes something that you don't like doing. And therefore, because of that, you find yourself failing to put more energy and resources into it. And that is why some of the young men, they've done things in their lives that they don't like, and they are actually failing because they are actually doing things that they don't like. And they don't like doing these things, and therefore they keep on doing them, although they don't like them. And I want to emphasize that it's very important that you start now embarking on the things that you like and the things that you love the most, and do that because you love it. Now, some of you young men have chosen courses as well, maybe not your own choice, but because it's a choice of your parent, or maybe a choice that you've been recommended to by somebody. And I want to emphasize that when it's a choice that has been recommended by somebody, you end up doing it just for the sake of doing it. And that doesn't help at all, because at the end of the day, you're doing something that you really don't like, and that's not going to help you at all. I'm emphasizing this because when you are going into a career that you don't like, you're therefore going to drop out in it. You're therefore not going to give it all. You're therefore not going to give all your total energy in that. You're going to fail to drive it, to make sure that it succeeds. So therefore, it is very important that what you do is something that you love the most. And if you go into a career, make sure that it's a career that you love as well, because that is going to sustain you, and it's going to put energy, squeeze energy in you that will help you actually to drive and continue doing things that are right because of that. I'm emphasizing this because I know some of us are actually in careers that we don't like, careers that somebody has chosen for us, our parents. But I want to emphasize that, please, Don't allow yourself misery of somebody choosing a career for you. Because if it's something that you don't love, it's not going to be sustainable. And it's not going to succeed at all. So please be bold enough to tell your parents that this is not what I love. And I'm not going to do it because otherwise I'm going to waste money by enrolling in this particular course, yet I don't love what I am doing. So please make sure that you love what you're doing. The other thing is you need to learn how to communicate effectively. It is very important that as a young man who is aspiring to become a leader, or some of you who are leaders already, communication therefore becomes very important. Now, somebody who is able to communicate, therefore, can be a great leader. And some of the leaders that we have that cannot communicate, therefore, they become the failures or failed leaders. But I want to tell you now that good communication skills becomes a key and necessity for any leader. So as a young man, learn to communicate effectively. Now, communication could be speaking about verbal communication. It could be speaking about written communication. It could be also just by telephone or emails and any other method of communicating. But communicate. Make sure that you communicate effectively. And effectively is ability to assess when people understand the communication or not. Because you're not going to impose something that people don't understand and think that they understand, or just pass by thinking that they understand. And it's very important that you ensure that people understand. Because the proper communication is therefore going along with an assessment if people understand, so that you can be sure to clarify that communication. If that communication is not clear to the people, clarify it right there, because that will be more helpful when you clarify the communication. And this is very key. Why we emphasize this is because as a great leader, communication becomes therefore a measuring stick, whereby if you don't communicate, you're not good in communicating as a leader, you're going to lose out and you're not going to be able to achieve your purpose. Because remember, as a leader, you are a visionary. You're somebody who's driving the vision. And if you're somebody who's driving the vision, therefore, you need to be able to communicate clearly so that people can follow the vision. People can know exactly what to do when, because if people don't know what to do, then you cannot lead them because of that. So therefore, clear communication, proper communication skills as well, very important. And I want to urge you as a young man, if you realize that you don't have good communication skills, so please rather learn from those that can communicate. If it needs to skill yourself up, to empower yourself by going to school and learn communication, that's very important, because that is a hallmark of a great leader. And great leaders are good communicators. And I want to emphasize that. Now, as a young man, please make sure that you become a great communicator. I want to end up here today, your host, Micornus Phokane. Before I check out, I want to make you aware once more of our YouTube channel. So please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please make sure that you also like our Facebook page, Micornus Phokane. Like our Facebook page, Church Governance Solutions, Young Men Empowerment Forum. Those pages are very important. And please make sure that you click notification as well, that you are notified when we posted the videos of this kind. You can learn from them and you'll be aware of them. And you will follow us through and through and learn out of this and become great leader as a young man. I wish you all the best. Meet you at the top as a young man. Allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.